surefire ways to build traction. Well, hey, good looking. I'm happy that you are here, and we are going to talk about how you can for sure, surefire ways, build attraction. In fact, I want to tell you some personal stories of where attraction could have been built and the guys just missed the opportunity, and I do not want that to happen to you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Arica Angelo. We talk about sex, love, attraction, dating, relationships, and if you want to know where you are on the attraction scale, then don't forget to take my attraction quiz. Oh yeah, and don't forget, stay to the very end because you're going to get encouraged, so you don't want to miss out. You may not realize it, but a way that you can actually build attraction, a surefire way, is through consistency. I know that sounds nuts, right? Who would have thought that consistency would be something that would build and escalate attraction? But it's true. I'll tell you why. I remember there were a couple of guys that I was dating, not at the same time. These are different times. Or was I dating them at the same time? I'm just teasing. Anyways, but there was this one, and I had great connection with him. Him and I would go out on a date. We'd get into like this really deep and meaningful talk. That kind of conversation that has your head spinning for days. And we'd have all this connection. And I would think like, man, I could see myself doing life with this guy. Like, this guy is mesmerizing and amazing and incredible. And wow, this is a great evening. And then I wouldn't hear from him. And it went like this over and over and over again in the course of us seeing one another, where we would have this explosive night and then he would just disappear. And I've seen that in other situations with guys. Another guy that I was seeing, that same thing. We would have wonderful hooking up time, and oh my God, and we would laugh and ha 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 and connect. And then we just wouldn't hear from each other, or I wouldn't hear from him. And so it was those things that really just brought a disconnect, where the attraction was escalated. If they had just been consistent by following up and seeing me the next week, or following up 2 or 3 days and saying, that was so incredible, like, let's do that again. Tell me you're free next week because I really need to have that experience with you again. If they had showed up that way, that would have really continued to build the attraction. But because it was built up so high and then they did nothing with it, it was just like, oh, what was that about? So when you're with a woman, the consistency plays into building and escalating that attraction. So continue seeing her, continue text messaging her, not aggressively, not like a stalker, but you get what I'm saying. Don't have an explosive, wonderful evening with her and then it just be crickets. Like, don't play so hard to get that she never hears from you until 2 years from now. You know what I mean? Like, be consistent. Show up consistently in her life. Don't disappear for 2 and 3 weeks and be like, hey, let's do something, and then wonder why she's not really that into you. No, your consistency will be the surefire way to build attraction. This is another sneaky way you can do it. This is the second way that you can do it. Change up the dates. Man, I can't tell you how many guys that I would go out with and I really liked the guy, but guess what? I could tell you exactly what was going to happen. He was going to show up, he was going to be dressed nice, maybe have a sports coat, open my door, we were going to go to a really nice place for dinner, we'd kiss and woo, and then that was it. And then I'd get a text message saying, I had such a wonderful time with you, we should do this again, da, 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 da. And then guess what? When we did it again, guess what it was? Another date just like that. Can't do that, man. Change up the date. So like, if one night it's a dinner date, then take her hiking. Take her to the beach the next time. Take her for a picnic under the stars. You get what I'm saying? Change up the dates, because listen, here's the practicality of it. If you're doing the same dates every single time, she's only getting to experience one side of your personality. She is getting to experience the dinner side of you. But maybe when you go hiking, you show up totally different the way that you hike. Maybe more of your personality comes out. Maybe she sees that sense of adventure where you take off running. Who knows? But you want her to be able to see all facets of you, because you, my dear, shine bright like a diamond. You're a diamond. You have tons of facets to who you are. If you keep showing up in the same environments date after date, then she is only getting to see and experience, people forget what you say, they'll never forget how you make them feel, experience one side of you. So change up the dates and think about, like, what what dates could I facilitate that show more of my personality? Maybe it's going to a concert, maybe it's going out with your buddies and playing volleyball, whatever the case may be. Change up the dates, and that way you can continue to escalate the attraction as she sees the different facets of who you are. I am giving you guys some good advice here. Now this third one, I'm gonna say it is a little tricky. Take this in, but don't like obsess over it, okay? Women, we love to learn things about you. We love to learn, we love to be fascinated. So when you're showing up with her on dates, like, what is she learning from you? What is it about you that's fascinating? And this is where, like, so many times you can be this superstar at work and you can be doing fascinating things that you think are just dull and boring, but they might fascinate her. So find out what her interests are and start educating her, letting her know more about, like, if she's into wines, then do some research into wines and go, hey, did you know in this region they have the best Pinot Noirs, or this region has the best Chardonnays? Hey, we should go check that out sometime. Women love that. Like, I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit. So when I am with guys who have a business mind or that entrepreneurial fire, I find it fascinating for them to tell me about their journey as an entrepreneur or as a businessman. But what I'm saying is, there are things about your life that are actually quite fascinating that you take for granted because it's your life. But if you were to share those with her, then she might be a little bit more intrigued to get to know you more. So what I'm saying is, when you're on a date with her, what new things can you teach her, and how can she be fascinated by you? For me, I've been doing YouTube for years. And I remember going out with this guy, and I actually had to shoot a YouTube while I was with him. And I said, do you mind? I really have to shoot this YouTube. And I remember him being so fascinated by the fact that I had a YouTube channel. I went and told all of his friends about what I did. And that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it was just like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. Who doesn't have a YouTube channel? But for him, it was fascinating. And what I'm saying is, there are parts of your life that are very fascinating. So throw out some things and see which of the things that you share with her cause her eyes to light up, have her intrigued, have her leaning in to want to know more. And the fourth thing, let's just keep it real, physicality. How are you escalating things physically between us? Because this is a surefire way to build attraction. Obviously, physicality. Listen, all of you guys have those secret hidden sexual moves. Each of you have those secret sexual gifts that you're good at. Some of you are great at sucking on toes. Some of you are great at nibbling on ears. Some of you know how to lick a neck just right. Oh yes, thank you, Lord. You get what I'm saying? You guys all have these beautiful sexual things that you do that make a woman go wild. So when you're with her and you guys are kissing or whatever it is, like, make sure that each time you're taking it just a step further. And don't give her all of the goods at once. Stretch it out. Tease her. She's teasing you. Tease her right back. So maybe you're a killer masseuse. Maybe you just give those massages like nobody's business. Start teasing her with that. Let's say you guys go out on a date and say, you know, I don't know if you know this about me, but pretty good with my hands. People say that I give the best massages. So I'm just saying, girlfriend, you play your cards right. Maybe by date 3, maybe date 4, I might let you experience some of this. You get what I'm saying? You have those gifts, so don't give it all the first date night. Let her experience that sensual side of you, but make sure that you're escalating it every time that you see her. I'm not advocating that you suck her toes the first night. I mean, you can if you want to, but that might get a little awkward if the chemistry's just not there yet. What I'm saying is, each and every date, start escalating the physicality with her so that that in itself can build the attraction. I want to know from you, which of these surefire ways are you going to use to build attraction? And I will meet you in the comment section below. Listen, baby doll, you have your own unique attraction. The challenge is you gotta find out what makes you attractive. So spending time by asking your friends, like, hey, like, what do you think my best attributes are? Or what are my best physical attributes? Taking the time to get to know you and what makes you attractive is the most important thing. You know, I've actually asked friends, like, what are my best qualities that you love about me? Because I want to know what makes me stand out. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Really investigate and get to know yourself and know what it is that you have to offer, what makes you attractive, and get to work by showing her those things that innately make you attractive. If it's not physicality, maybe it's your big warm heart. Maybe it's your ability to ask those deep, thoughtful questions. But find what makes you attractive, my love, and start building upon it. And if one of these really resonated with you, then start there. Maybe not all four is going to work for you, but start with one and build your attraction out of that. I want to remind you that you, right here, where you are, sitting on your couch, wherever you are, that right in this moment, that you, my dear, that you were loved. You're already loved. And that you have what it takes. I'll see you next time. But if you keep showing up in the same environments, I have something on my teeth.